Y'all, I'm gonna need a prequel to Under Paris, okay? Not a sequel, I need a prequel. Because the fact that Lilith the shark first ate that lady's like whole crew, and then swam in a couple of oceans, came all the way back. She fucking backtracked back into the North Sea, which isn't uncommon for sharks to, go back to places. But she did that, swam through the English Channel, and all the way up the fucking river into Paris, which is where that lady was living. Of all the warm waters, of all the rivers in the entire planet, that's the one she chose? No, bro. Okay, Lilith the shark knew what she was doing. Which leads me to believe that she has a whole score to settle, and that's why I need a prequel. I need to know what that lady did to the shark's family and why the shark needs to follow her now. So what's the Netflix movie Under Paris about? Okay, there was this lady and she had this group and they were like oceanographers or maybe marine biologists, but they wanted to go clean up trash out of the ocean because there was this great big like trash island thing floating around and they want to clean it up. But they're also tracking sharks. That feels like two very different jobs. Like maybe shark tracking is a hobby? I don't know, but anyway. So almost her whole team is eaten by sharks and she tries to dive in to rescue them and she gets pulled under by one of the sharks with like a rope that her foot got attached to because garbage, and she went in so fast, she went down so fast her eardrum popped, which I thought her being deaf was going to be like a big point in the movie, but it didn't go anywhere. But that scared her so bad she moved back to Paris and was like a tour guide, I guess, a museum guide. Well, then come to find out there's this like underground movement to save the oceans happening, and they somehow got a hold of all her technology that follows sharks, and they're like, hey, so we have a problem. There's a shark in the Seine River. And the lady's like, no, you can't have a shark in the Seine River. And they're like, oh, yes, you can. And they show her on the little map that's her own technology, and there seems to be a shark in the Seine River. So the leader girl that's over this whole project or whatever decides she's going to go diving to see confirmation of the shark. And then the main lady is going to follow it on their little GPS thing. But diving in that river is illegal and they got picked up by the police. And then they had to tell the police. And they were like, well, prove it. And so they did. There's a big ass shark in the Seine. And so they tell the mayor. And the mayor's like, well, we've got this triathlon / the Olympics coming up. We're not going to tell people that there are sharks in there because they need to swim in it. The same river with like thousands of years worth of poo-poo. By the way, this is the same river that Parisians attempted to take a shit in when they spent billions of dollars cleaning it for the Olympics. The government spent a lot of money trying to clean it, not the Parisians themselves. But just for context. So like some people don't want to do anything about it. And then, like, the underground crew or whatever really want to get it safely out of the river and back into the ocean. So they plan for that. And then the leader girl gets in the water with the shark, right? With, like, this bubble thing that's going to get her back into the ocean. Well, the main girl with the police goes down into, like, the sewer or whatever, which is what they're kind of sort of in. Or it's, like, a big room that goes into the same, I don't know. And the main oceanographer lady was all like, get the fuck out of the water. That shark will eat you. And she's like, no. And also, now there's 2 sharks. And the oceanographer lady was like, oh shit, it had a baby. You're in its nest. Get the fuck out of the water. And she was like, no, they won't hurt me. Look, I'm petting the baby. And then Lilith had enough of her shit and ate her, which caused a frenzy. And there were a lot of people falling into the water. And the baby shark was eating, and then the big shark was eating, and it looked like that scene in the water in Piranha. Just ass, blood, and guts everywhere. And so now we got 12 people dead, and the mayor still doesn't want to stop the triathlon / Olympics the next day. So they're quietly trying to solve that problem, but come to find out there's a whole lot of fucking mako sharks in there. Like a lot. So it's literally like Piranha at that point. And how did all of these sharks get in there? Well, surprise! Lilith is in fact the next Virgin Mother. Due to climate change and pollution, the mako shark has evolved to, I don't remember what they call it, but they don't need males to get pregnant now. They just get pregnant when they want. And that's how there were all these sharks. Well, in trying to free the sharks, they let them back into the river while everybody was swimming. And so again, it was like a feeding frenzy a la Piranha. in the middle of all this, because the Seine and Paris itself is about a zillion years old. All the swimming and big ass tails and stuff started shaking all the old ammunition from World War II on the bottom of the river, and then it clinked together and it exploded all down the river, and it caused like a big tidal wave. So now like half of Paris is flooded and it's full of sharks. The end. Did we solve the problem? No. Do I really think the Seine River is clean enough to swim in after they spent all that money for the Olympics? Also, no. Now the important thing is, did I like it? No, not really. But that doesn't mean it wasn't the better shark movie I've seen in a while. Like comparatively to The Black Demon, which I got a lot of shit for not liking. And that one where the sharks found the pure Colombian Bam Bam. I mean, this was a treasure trove. There were a lot of people getting eaten. I got a lot of shark action. It's just the story was dumb and we didn't really get an ending, which I think makes this mid. So I'm going to give it like a 5 out of 10. And I'm still convinced Lilith the shark knew exactly what she was doing. 5 out of 10. Okay, bye. I don't know any French songs. You know what? Celine Dion opened the Olympics. I'll sing one of her songs. I drove all night to get to you. Is that alright?